Alright, I am back. Different hat, different mask, same glasses, same. Alright, that's a cringy intro. Today I'm going to be sharing my Finnish resources that I'll be using to learn Finnish in 1 month. Not fluently, of course, but as much as I can. On today, I don't know if you realized, I am wearing my favorite shirt. Only true viewers know where this shirt comes from. This is a continuation of my last video where I talk about my Finnish language challenge that's going on in my Discord. If you're interested in joining, it's going to be in the first link down in the description below. And make sure to check out the other videos so you guys can get the full details. Basically, as a community, we are going to be learning as much Finnish as we can in 1 month. And before we get started, shout out to Almanchin. He made his own resource video where he talked about my challenge. He is participating in the challenge as well. Please go check out his channel. His videos are really funny, and I'm very grateful to have so many people participating in this challenge. I'll also link his resources down in the description below. But without further ado, let's get into the resources. Alright, so I'm not going to go in any particular order here. I'm just going to go through reading, listening, writing, speaking, and then some other stuff. Alright, so first we have Finnish in Essential Grammar, a very, very good beginner grammar book. Finnish, a comprehensive grammar. Second version of the first book, and it's a good intermediate grammar book, and both of these books explain grammar very well. A grammar book of Finnish. It's a great, great reference book. I wouldn't call it too much of a grammar book. It's kind of just like the grammar lessons there without much context. It's very straightforward, but if you have another book to learn grammar with it, it's a really great companion. Alright, the Sun Suomi Finnish series. Great Finnish series with stories that mimic spoken language. I think there's 3 of them. And then another great beginner series that goes up until like higher levels is Finnish for Foreigners. It also has stories that mimic spoken speech. From start to finish, another great beginner Finnish book, and I think it's written by the same person that wrote a grammar book of Finnish. And finally, Suomen Mestari. It's completely in Finnish, so it's good with a teacher. It can be done by yourself if you have some knowledge of the language. Finished, my YouTube channel. Learn vocab and other cultural things with English/Finnish subtitles. Alright, Easy Finnish. Very, very good videos in different levels with English and Finnish subtitles. Easy Finnish has different levels you could choose from based on the CEFR scale. So if you're a complete beginner, you could choose A1. And if you're pretty high intermediate, almost fluent, you could choose B2. Nabaketsku Suomi. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong because I just started learning Finnish now. It's completely in Finnish with Finnish subtitles, but it teaches grammar, like through videos. And a very popular channel for vocab input and learning culture is Cat Chats Finnish. It also has both subtitles, Finnish and English. Alright, Finnish Language Nuggets. Vlogs similar to the channel before, pretty underrated, but it's very clear and also has both subtitles. The next website is Kieli Kompasi, a website for hearing different dialects. So you go into the website, it's interactive, and you can click on the different dialects, like Helsinki and other towns have more like obscure dialects. Random Finnish Lesson, a podcast on Spotify, a very, very good beginner podcast that talks about different topics. Audatu, very, very clearly spoken true crime podcast. I wouldn't say it's beginner, but they speak very slowly and enunciate almost all of the words. Alta Anti, another very good podcast with different topics, also for beginners. An entertaining podcast with humorous short stories. Gelila, another clear true crime podcast. And next we have Kahvitarinats, a simple and slow beginner Finnish podcast. Finally, we have a website called Kelikulu. They are shows for learning Finnish with interactive subtitles, and basically it has Finnish subtitles, and you could click into the Finnish subtitles and it tells you like the word and it's like placed in a sentence. It's like really, really good. And for speaking and writing, unfortunately there aren't a lot of things you could do for speaking and writing unless you like pay for tutors or things like that. But I do have a website that has 400, 200, and 1,000 plus language exchange questions. You can use them to speak with a friend, a native, a teacher, or even use it to like make a prompt to write in your notebook for writing practice. And you can also join my Discord server, which includes our Finnish challenge, plus more resources other than this video. And you can practice with other learners that are currently actively learning Finnish. And of course, there are probably tons of other Finnish Discord servers that you can find online as well. And for tutors, I recommend a website like italki, a very good website where you can find tutors for affordable prices. Alright, so for other, we have Duolingo. I recommend this for basics, basically like dipping your toes into a language, learning like very basic vocabulary. It's very, very good for that. Once you get to a decent level, I think it's good to jump off from Duolingo into other resources. And another app that we have is personally one of my favorites. It's Link, and they do have subscriptions that includes more things. I personally think that their free version has everything you need. They have mini stories plus a lot of like articles and other things you could do to listen to and read the language. Verbix, an online verb conjugator for Finnish if you ever needed help with verb conjugation. The FSI course, Foreign Service Institute. It's very, very intense and bland, but like if you're into like very, very like bland drills, all that stuff, then it's perfect. It teaches the language very, very intensively, but and it works. Like they have research to back up their courses. So obviously it's not like intensive for no reason. It actually works, but it's definitely very, very boring unless you're into that stuff. And next up we have Anki and Closemaster. They are pretty similar when it comes to how they teach you vocab, but just like one disclaimer, Anki is not for learning languages, even though it's used a lot when people learn languages. It's just an online flashcard service, but it's very, very good for memorization. And I personally don't have any Finnish flashcards for you to download, but I'm sure you can find tons online. Closemaster, on the other hand, it's kind of gamified. It helps you memorize vocabulary as well by putting them into sentences. If you just want great memorization, try Anki. If you want something more of an interactive gamified experience, then try Closemaster. And next we have Teletoimiston Sanakirja. It is the Finnish dictionary. It is completely in Finnish, but you can use a translator to assist. Next up we have Google Translate, obviously. Not always to be 100% trusted, but it is evolving, and it pronounces Finnish pretty well, I'd say. Next up, we have ChatGPT. Okay, now hear me out. You can create mini stories about anything in multiple languages. So if you're bored with other books, you can't find books, then I think it's pretty good to make mini stories because it's usually very accurate with those. And you can ask for vocab. Anything more complex at the moment might have some mistakes, but as I said, it is constantly evolving. So eventually in the future, I think it will be very, very good, a very useful tool, and it still is right now. Also, another thing, currently, ChatGPT has a function where you can speak. You can speak to it in multiple languages. I haven't tested out with Finnish, so I'm not sure how great it is. In the languages I have tested out, it has kind of like a heavy American accent. I'm not sure why, but if you don't have anybody else to talk to, then you can put a few minutes to talk to ChatGPT every day. And finally, we have Wikipedia. Best free reading site. I have a tip for you. Go onto the main page, select your language, and search for articles on the search bar instead of going through multiple articles and checking if they have a Finnish translation. It's really, really good. It's pretty academic, but it really helps with learning vocab and just seeing the language written. And I'll also link for you the official Finnish Wikipedia page as well. Alright, that's going to be it for me. Make sure to click the video on the screen because YouTube themselves are telling you that you will like it. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and click on the notification bell so you can stay updated for my Finnish progress in 1 month. That's going to be it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.